Today we're gonna be reacting to a woman having two vaginas. I didn't even know that was possible. This is news to me. Let's get right into it.
Thank you for joining us for our second half hour of The Factor Uncensored. An incredible story we could not possibly make up. A woman named Evelyn says she was born with two vaginas, and after years of not knowing what to
Not gonna lie, I didn't even know that was a thing. I just realized, just found out about this yesterday. This is news to me.
do, she's formulated a clear path forward. She says she uses one vagina for her husband, and the second is sort of community property. And
Why one have to be?
for business, literally. She's a sanctioned escort, or was a sanctioned escort, in Australia. Evelyn is one in 2,000 women who get the double distinction in the world. Let's
One in
take it.
2,000 women. That's a lot. That's a lot of women. Damn, that shit is kind of prominent. One in every 2,000 women. That means I've throughout my life I've either been around or seen a couple of women that has two pussies. I did not know that. That is crazy.
Take it to Australia, where she also has an OnlyFans, where you can see it for yourself.
Am I some type of psycho? Am I some type of sicko? I gotta go see that.
So an unusual situation.
I don't fuck nobody.
for
I
many
gotta
people
go see
who
that.
May not have heard of your condition. So according to you, you have two vaginas.
For research purposes. This is not for my own. This is for research purposes. I gotta see this. I didn't even know this was. You have two pussies. I gotta see how it's set up. Is it side by side, one on top and one behind the ass? 'Cause that's the only way it's gonna work. 'Cause the asshole is only about this much space. So it's either a side by side or one on top and one behind that. Ooh, that's kind of sick.
So when did you learn you had two vaginas, and when did you learn you were different from other women in that way?
So I knew something was wrong with me from a really young age, obviously about 14. When you get your period, I was using a tampon and it never worked because I had another hole. So I remember telling my mum all the time that it's not working, and she was telling me I was doing it wrong. And then after, when I got older, started having sex, it always felt so strange in each side. It just, it obviously...
Strange in, Evelyn, strange in what
Yeah.
sort of way? Like painful or...
Just every single
This
time
is
it
crazy
felt-
how they talking about this. Like, it's just weird talking about her pussy. It's weird, but it's so strange. I want to know, just like how this brother is so enthusiastic and focused. That's how I feel. I genuinely want to know, and I'm about to go see her pussy. I don't give a nobody say. I got to see it.
completely different for me. Obviously, 'cause it was going in either side. I didn't know that I had those two holes, sort of thing. So I knew something was wrong.
Okay,
And it
so I'm assuming it's one vagina and two pathways when you get inside. Well, that's not that amazing. That it's still one pussy. It's just when you get in there, there's a you know what I'm saying? There's two paths you could take. You either go left or right. Okay. That's still sick though. That's
occasionally,
crazy.
the penis would come out and hit the wall. So there's two holes and then a wall in the middle of them, and it would just stop and not go anywhere. So, like I said, I just knew something was wrong. I didn't actually find out though exactly what the condition was until I was 20.
So all those years, niggas is just like, what the fuck? What's going? Yeah, I can only imagine. That's wow. That's crazy.
And so, did you never do a self-exam?
You never
looked at yourself there to
20
see
years?
what was going on?
But you really
I
don't know.
realize, I'm 30 now. So back then, we just had dial-up internet, and I grew up on a farm with my dad. So I could, we didn't have the internet where you could just see the inside of what it should look like, or really anything like that. It was just sort of up and coming, and I couldn't really ask my dad to. What was
That's not a
going on.
conversation you want.
That, for real. That's not what you would talk to your pops about. Maybe you could talk to your moms, but Mom Duke's probably like, this bitch is crazy. Like, bitch, put the tampon on and stop talking to me.
Have with your
I've been
dad.
giving you tampons for 20 years. We still going through this problem. But your dad, you can't talk to him about that. But the crazy part, your dad would probably be the more one to be like, not the, you having sex with niggas is something wrong. But he'd probably be more like, what? Like, you putting it's not working. He'd be probably be more the one to like take you to the doctor, like, what's going on? Your mom's just probably be like, girl, you tripping? Like, what are you talking about? Because your mom's is not even fathoming the possibility that you have two holes. Because I didn't even know that till today. I'm 31 years old. I didn't find out till today. Like, so she definitely didn't know.
I just didn't really want to acknowledge that something was wrong at that point either. I was like, I don't really want to know what's wrong with me. I like sort of avoided sex and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't find out until I actually went to get a termination of pregnancy when I was 20. And they went in there and yeah, they said I had two completely independent reproductive systems. So it was in the left side.
And you're saying not just two vaginas, but two reproductive
It's one
systems.
vagina.
Yeah.
It's one vagina. It's like you go in a little bit, there's a split, and it's two separate pathways. And either one of those pathways could lead to birth. That's sick.
How is that possible?
Yeah, how's that possible?
I know, so it's like two holes. I would sort of explain it. So people say it looks like a shotgun.
Okay.
Like,
You have to like,
two eyes. So I've got
That's a
one
good
labia,
visual.
yeah, with a thing in the middle and the two.
like one labia, one opening, but then a right and a left hole. And then in the center, there's a massive wall. And then that's where my urethra is. So that's where I wee from. And then each vagina goes out towards my hips. And then I've got two cervixes, two uteruses, and then one ovary on each side. So technically, I could have two babies from different men at the same time. Not that my husband would like that. But
And you are married now. And so when you got with your husband, did you have to explain this to him? And was he at all shocked? Was he at all hesitant?
I mean, I wouldn't
about
care.
moving
I
forward
wouldn't.
with the
I would be kind
relationship?
of. I mean, not say I wouldn't care. I'd be kind of like, the fuck? And I'd have to do some research, and I'd have to see it. And then I'll have to see how, you know what I'm saying? You gotta see what's up. You gotta figure that, get up in there and walk it up a little bit and see what's going on. But I don't know.
How did he respond?
I would have been a little like,
well,
whoa,
yeah,
that's
I
crazy.
always tell guys before I sleep with them what's up, just because
It's-
it can be a little bit like, what's going on? So yeah, he didn't know. Most people don't believe me until I show them
I wouldn't believe you too.
it. Yeah, and then he didn't really matter, like it's a vagina, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a vagina. Like, it ain't tripping, so it's just like, it's those
He was
one
like,
in
"Quite pleased,
every
I think."
2,000 type of
And
vaginas.
so you have different jobs for different vaginas now, right? You use
Yeah,
one
well-
vagina for one thing, and one
That's
vagina
crazy.
for another. It's my understanding. I could be wrong,
Yes.
but you explain it to us.
I have a healthcare like job, so somehow I ended up in the sex industry by choice. Here in Australia, it's like very it's legal and completely recognized. So I was working as an escort briefly, and I would use one side for work and one side for my private life. And in this like twisted way, I was able to like feel like I wasn't cheating, I guess, or it gave me this like real separation, like physically between work and
Now,
like
how do you police
Yeah.
that? You say since you're a customer,
Left.
you have to hit the left side or the right
Yeah, how
side.
does that work?
How do you
Yeah, that's
with a
crazy.
guy?
So with working, obviously, like for safety reasons, we were always the ones to, put the condom on and stuff like that. So I could just direct it in which side I wanted it to go. And I didn't let out like fingers inside of me and stuff. So I actually like avoided telling clients. There was only a couple that found out actually. But I always was able to maneuver my body quite easily to get it in one side, and they feel so different to me. So, and my left one, like I don't really orgasm from, like that one. So I wanted to keep the right one.
Oh yeah, I respect that. She's so honest. Even the dude, he even this whole conversation is just so honest, and I like it because they just like it's just so nonchalant about the shit. I mean, she's a sex worker, so I guess That type of stuff is not that big of a deal, but it's just funny how nonchalant she is. She's like, yeah, that one don't work, so I get that to these niggas. The one that don't come, yeah, these niggas get that one, the dry one. That's fucked up. That's fucked.
Your husband
He
gets
got the good
right?
one.
Yeah.
They get the dry one.
No, and you said
That is
you worked
funny.
as an escort there, but you said escorting, or for the brief time that you did it, you said it's legal there in Australia.
It is, yeah. It's
Quite
it's
different
very,
in America. Quite
it
different.
is. There's still like it's state legislated, so there's still some work to go, but it is quite recognised here, like as a profession. You pay tax, you know, all of that. You can buy a house. It's very like safe.
And now you are also exposing yourself to the world on OnlyFans. So for individuals who would like to see you and see the shotgun, they would have to follow you on OnlyFans, right?
Yeah. So
You
well,
know-
I'm actually
you-
escorting many.
Bro, you know this man is going to that OnlyFans. Even if you don't find it on OnlyFans, he's going to see it. You're going to go look at it. I don't care what nobody say, bro. No rational, logical thinking person is going to hear that a woman has two pussies and going to be like, yeah, okay. And you're not going to go look that up. You got to see that. Come on, curiosity killed the cat. I got to see. I don't care what nobody say. And I know he like, I got to see it. Because it's one thing to explain it. Or, no, I want to see it with my own eyes. See it is believe it. I don't even believe her. I got to see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe what she's saying. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I want to see the shotgun. I don't care.
Many years ago that I met my husband.
You know he like.
Sort of while I was quitting.
So,
and then,
so
yeah,
what's
he
it? You know he
suggested we
like.
do
So what's your
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans? Okay. Abbreviation? Alright. Get that right there.
And so I was like, no way. But yeah, I think like people just are so intrigued. Like,
Yeah, of
obviously
course.
I can use like
You know how much money she probably make? You have two pussy holes. Like, what the fuck? That is amazing.
fun at the same time, and it's been quite fun, really, doing things that I wouldn't usually do. I guess in
They
my
so
real life.
open. I love her.
Of course, we continue this provocative
Yeah, very
conversation
provocative.
when we come back. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're learning more about a woman named Evelyn who has a condition that involves having two fully functional vaginas. She says her particular condition is so rare, she has to give doctors an explanation about what's going on.
Obviously, there is a market out there for individuals who are looking for something very specific, something very
different.
Like
Because
people
even
what
if
you have.
I'm pretty sure there's
Yeah.
no, there might be statistic wise, it might be like one or two, maybe, and then even then by the statistics and the numbers, she might be the only person doing sex work that the world could see with two pussies. I don't think there's probably no other women that have it. If they do, we don't know about it. So
Well, I think, yeah, definitely.
So
It's
she's about to get a lot of
something
customers.
They just don't believe it, that it can exist like that, sort of, which is.
And do you know if you're one in how many in the world or in Australia? How often or
what's
how
this?
rare is this?
So their condition is called complete uterus didelphes, and there's many different severities of the mutation, and I have the most severe one, which is two completely independent of everything of each other. Some women might have one vagina, two cervix, stuff like that. So I think it's extremely rare. When I see a doctor like that, I have to explain it all the time. I need two pap smears. I need 2 STD checks, for example. I can get thrush in one and not the other. It's quite high maintenance.
That's
Having
fucked
two,
up.
and I have to obviously two periods as well. So I have to use 2 tampons.
You have two periods
same
at
time?
2 different times or the same time? How does that work?
Well, my hormones regulate my cycles, and what they've found is that both of my ovaries release an egg every month, which is really high risk for getting pregnant in both at the same time because they're both fertile. But they usually are about a day or 2 apart-ish. Since I've had 2 babies now in my right side, and that one sort of lasts longer than the left one, so I have to it just depends which one's lasting longer.
No, do you know if you're capable of having a baby on the left side?
Yes, that's the side I fell pregnant in when I was younger.
Okay, so
Okay,
it's possible.
But this might be too much information. My husband has like a slight bend, so he always goes right. So that's why I've been pregnant in my
She said he got
And
slight
depends on
bend.
like the shape and the size of the guy as well as to which one feels better for me because they're on such angles and which position. So it's like a bit of a little playing around to figure that out.
Okay, it makes sense. When you think about it, because it's
on
like,
your
so you
OnlyFans,
gotta hit it like
is
a.
this lucrative for
You
you
gotta-
as well, having 2 vaginas?
Yes, I mean, yeah, I just got real lucky. Like, it was never in my plan, you know. I never, even when I was escorting, I never actually told any clients. I never wanted to sort of like monetize it. And originally, when we started OnlyFans, I never even really came out with it. You know, it took me a long time to sort of put it out there, and I avoided it as well, obviously, because it's become so public now, and you know, my life is so
Yeah.
public.
I could
it's all
only
over the
imagine
place. There's
now.
so many articles and all sorts.
That's the
And then
only thing.
obviously-
Like, I mean, I personally couldn't be with no sex worker, but it's like, for I like her. She seems like a nice person. I don't got nothing. She seems like a fantastic person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say anything bad, but yeah, I know it's difficult for him now, especially because before it was like you was just getting the perks, like, oh shit, she got 2 pussies, but I mean she doing sex work, whatever, so that's not good. But now it's like the world knows. Before it was like underground. I'm in America and I'm finding out about this shit, so it's like it's worldwide now. Before it was just a Australian thing. I think they're in Australia, so that's crazy.
affecting my family and my children.
And I forgot she got 2 kids.
Now, how old are your children? Are they old enough to realize what's going on? Are they, as kids typically, or are they old enough to be embarrassed yet?
No, thankfully not. One's 8 months and one's nearly 2, so they're just very little now. Still.
Do you plan to shelter them from this information or share it with them, or it's just like that's not important to them, and me telling them that?
I think when they're
Because
older,
most moms don't tell.
You
Most
tell
moms don't tell
yeah,
kids
that
about,
stuff,
you know,
stuff like that, yeah.
vagina
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, obviously it's a worry, but I guess
I don't know
we'll
if you
come to
mean in
that.
terms of you have 2 vaginas, because I don't think that really matters to tell your kids you got 2 different ovaries. I don't think that matters. I wouldn't never, if I was a woman and I had 2, I would never tell my kids that. It's like, why they gotta know. But the sex work part is the stuff that's important. I think that's what they need to be talking about. I don't know if that's what he's talking about because he said vagina stuff, so I don't know.
So that when they're older and they can understand a bit more about it, and you know, normalizing sex work and other ways of living, of course, but no one needs to see their mom on the internet.
That's
like
the
that.
problem.
Right.
It's hard enough now, like, you know, I know obviously my family or my dad's friends and stuff is very accessible, so it's really putting yourself out there.
No,
which
that's
is,
not good.
which is huge.
And when
Damn.
people can be cruel, and that's just the way people are. Have you had any negativity for those who find out, or those who may have found out that you have 2 vaginas?
It's not so much the 2 vaginas, it's more, yeah, doing OnlyFans, definitely, or sex work. That's been like the massive one.
Yeah, I don't think nobody really cares about that. It's
you know,
like, oh,
like
that's
my
sick. I think most people be like, for real? I think it'll be more like a shock. I don't think it's not nothing like, oh my God, like it's something bad. I think it'll be more like a surprise, like you lying, let me see. I think it'll be one of those like you lying, let me see. Yeah, because you like, I can't believe you ain't got no 2 pussies. Let me see that shit. I think that's what it would be. But the sex work shit is not good.
My husband and I have like such a wonderful situation in life, and you know, it's better just to not read it. There's always going to be someone mean online.
And so, for those who maybe, if there is another young girl
Going through the same thing.
or a teenager, female out there watching, what advice would you tell them if they come across a situation like this? How would
to
you
go about
advise
it.
them to handle it?
Like an anomaly with their body,
Yes.
you mean? Yes. I think just
To
go
the doctor,
and
quick.
figure out what's wrong straight
Yeah,
away,
go to the
for
doctor.
sure. Because I lived with not really knowing what was wrong and not really talking about it to anyone. as well, which was really, really hard. And I wish
And what did that feel
Yeah,
like?
for 20 years.
Yeah,
Keeping that secret about your body.
For 20
yeah, it
years?
was really, really hard, and it did definitely affect me. You know, sexually growing up and things. I never really
I have
wanted.
2 dicks. Somebody's gonna know about it. The streets is gonna know this thing got 2 dicks. It's like, come on, like I can't hide that forever. This thing got 2 dicks. It's like, come on.
To experiment with myself or things like that or with other people because I was so terrified of what was wrong with me. And since coming out, actually, a positive, apart from all the hate about sex work, a positive has been like so many people have actually contacted me, so many women with different stories and different things going on. Like I said, there's so many severities. Some can't have children, some can. So like there has been a lot of praise as well, which has been really nice.
Yeah.
All right, Evelyn from Australia, thank you for sharing your
All right,
story
we're
with
gonna
us.
end the video right there. Whew, shocking. That was a shock to me. I know it was a shock to you. Like and subscribe. Holla at your boy. We gonna be back with another one. Let's go.